Hello everyone, my name is Mr. H, and for today's tutorial, we'll be making a cat. So step 1, open Blender. Step 2 is we're going to make this the head of the cat. So we're going to go to modifiers here, add modifier, search, and search for subdivision surface, this one. Alright, and we're going to make this 3 for now. Now let's make our ears. So we're going to press add mesh cube, add modifiers, search, subdivision surface, and we're also going to add a mirror modifier. So we only have to make one ear. Then here we're just going to do it on the y-axis, this green line, and remove the x-axis. Now we can go to edit mode, and we can move this using the move tool. And what we want to do is we want to select the loop cut, and we're going to make a cut right here. Then go back to the select move tool, and we're going to move this up. Alright. Next up, we can go to face select, hold shift left click, click these, and we're going to insert the face by pressing I. So this will give us our little dip in our ear. And done. Now we can go press A, and we can scale this down. So cats have small ears. So now using the move tool, we can just prop it up to where we want it. And then we want to move it around 45 degrees, like so. And you can just keep scaling to as you like. So make sure when you're moving everything, just move it in edit mode here in the top left. Alright. And I'm just going to make his ears just a bit sharper by holding this edge select. And we're also going to make it a bit smaller. There you are. Alright. Now we can just make that sharper by adding more subdivisions. Alright. Now for our body. For the body, we're going to click on add mesh cube. We're going to add our subdivision modifier, of course. We're going to press G and Z. And we're going to go to edit mode. And we're going to make another loop cut. And we're actually going to move this loop cut down. Now that we've done that, we're going to move this back. And you'll see in the very near future why we do that. Alright. And there we have it. So the reason is our cat's gonna be like sort of sitting down, so he's gonna have his butt out a little bit. So we want to move his neck back as well, like so. And we also want to click this bottom face, and we're gonna make it big. So he's a little chunky, but that's fine. There's nothing wrong. It just makes him much easier to love. Our next step is we're going to make his little thighs, so his back legs. So we're going to, once again, we're going to add a cube. Make sure you're in object mode. We're going to add our subdivision, and we're also going to add our mirror. Mirror in the y-axis, no x-axis, and now we can move in edit mode. So we're going to use this move tool, and we're going to scale this in the y-axis. You can also increase this for now. And we're just going to move this right there. Like so. So I think his butt is a little too big. There you go. Alright. Now that we've got that, what we can do is we can just hold Shift D to duplicate that part, and we're going to move it out. Now next step, we're going to scale this in the Z axis. Make that smaller than in the x-axis. Now we have like these circle shapes. So what we want to do is we're going to go to edit mode by pressing tab. Going to press A. You don't have to press A, but I pressed A just so I can see the shape better. And we're going to make another loop cut right here. So similar to before, we're going to move this line up, but we're actually going to move the whole section up just a tiny bit. So I'm also going to scale this in the y-axis, and I'm gonna scale it down. So let's keep playing around with his feet because it's not looking the way I like it. There you go. So you kind of want like a little lift, like so. All right. Our next step are for his front legs. So for his front legs, like usual, add a cube. We're gonna add our subdivision surface, and we're gonna add our mirror. Y-axis, no X. Now we can go to edit mode, and we can move it using the move tool. All right. So let's scale this down. Let's bring the subdivisions up. We're gonna need that for our texture. And let's bring them a little out. So step one is we're gonna extrude this top portion, and we're gonna bring it inwards. Now for the bottom portion, we're just gonna move this down and extrude again. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab the feet from before, and we're gonna duplicate it holding Shift D, and we're just gonna move them up. Then we're gonna go to edit mode, press A, and we're gonna move them into place, like so. So his ankle's a little weird, so let's give that a little fix. Let's fix this as well, like so. Now we can just go face select here on this bottom face, and we can play around with that as well. All right, so now we have our nice cat body and shape. I know it doesn't look like much right now, but don't worry, just a process. So I'm also gonna fix the ears a little bit. I'm just gonna make them a little bit bigger. Now I'm also gonna add his tail. For the tail, we're just gonna add a cube. No mirror yet. For at least the tail, we won't need a mirror, but we will need a subdivision surface. So let's make this 3. Actually, look at 5 for now. We're gonna go to edit mode. We're gonna select this top portion, and we're gonna hold Control on this top face and just right click where we want it. So I'm gonna visualize myself. I'm gonna click here to see the Y viewport, and let's make it like this. So it's like a question mark, a reverse question mark. So we're just gonna go up, then we're gonna turn left, then we're gonna go up again, and then back down. Perfect. Now we can select this bottom portion, and let's move that into the back of the cat. We can also select this whole portion. Just move that so it's nice and secure. All right, perfect. So I'm also gonna move this a little back, and just a little lower. There you go. You can honestly just keep playing around with how you'd like it. So if you want to have this be a little out, you can scale it down a little bit. All right. I see he's kind of, let's say he's kind of happy. So he has his ears in a V shape instead of the usual like just on top. So that's perfect. So now let's make his facial features. So we're gonna mesh, cube, move this up, subdivision surface, and this is gonna be his mouth. So for his mouth, just try to center this as best as you can. We want his mouth to be down here. Perfect. Now we can also select this in object mode and Shift D to duplicate. And this is going to be his nose. So for his nose, this is the plan. So first we're going to select this top face, and we're going to press E to extrude and just left click. Then we're going to select the bottom face, and we're just going to scale it down. And now we can press A and scale it on the Z axis, and then scale it down again. Now we can just move it using the move tool or G. So I want him to have a small nose. Just like so. So cats have very triangular noses. So you just keep playing around with this till you found something you like. And there you go. Perfect. And of course, we cannot forget about the eyes. So once again, add a cube, move up. We're going to add our subdivision surface, and we're going to add our mirror. Press Y, no x-axis. Now we're going to go to edit mode, move this to the left, make them small. And we're going to add his eyes. So I kind of want him to be like a little angry. So let's see what we can work with. His face is a little uneven, unfortunately. Not too uneven. So we can make his mouth a little smaller. There you go. Now our next step is to add our knitted pattern. So to add our knitted pattern, we're gonna just select his head. We're gonna add a modifier, and the modifier we're adding is gonna be displace. Then we're gonna add a texture. We're gonna go down here to textures. We're gonna rename this to knitted. And we're gonna open our texture PNG. If we don't have the texture, I'll show you how you get it. All right. So we're gonna go to Google, and we're gonna search up screws and circuits. And we're going to go to this website right here. You're going to click on this hamburger menu and go to tutorials. And this is the texture we're going to be using. So you're going to left click on this. You're going to download it. And you're going to make your way back. Now we can click on open. Go to where you downloaded it. And you're going to use the search bar to search up woven. And find your PNG image. Now we can go to modifiers and fix our little mess we made. So step 1, you want to change the coordinates from local to UV and the strength to 0.1. Next, we want to increase the subdivisions. 5 or 6 is usually fine. Anything higher, it's a little tough for your computer to handle. Now to fix the direction of our texture, we're going to go to UV editing after we select our head. And we're going to just left click drag this whole section. And we're going to rotate it to the right, use pressing R. Like so. Now we can go back to layouts. And you can see it's moved. So we're going to do a similar modifier to all of them. And now that you've already have the texture in one, you don't have to press new. You can just press this drop down menu and you just click on knitted. Now coordinates, local is now UV, strength is 0.1, and increase the viewports. So for the ears, it's a little too much texture. So how I managed to fix this issue is first, we're going to click on this so we can see our displacement in edit mode. So now when we go to edit mode, when we press tab, we can still see our texture. Now we're going to go to UV editing. We're going to just left click here. And first, we're going to rotate it to the right. So the texture goes down. And then we're going to press S to scale it down. Like so. And it looks much better. Now for the body. So we're going to go to modifiers, search. You can just search up displace if you don't have it. Drop down, local to UV, 0.1. Increase the viewports. And remember, we got to rotate it to the right. All right. So once again, let's click here so we can see in edit mode. Let's left click this, left click drag. And let's scale this to how we like it. So I want it to be like so. Just enough texture. And I might also change the strength to 0.2 just so it goes out a little bit more. Maybe it's 0.15. Yes, perfect. All right. Now for his front legs. Modifier, displace, knitted, UV, 0.1, increase. So you can see here that our texture is a little weird here. So instead of it looking smooth like so, it has like little elongated sides. So the reason that is because we extruded it and our texture is in a square aspect ratio and we have more like a rectangular shape. So to fix this, we're going to go to edit mode, press A. You're going to click on UV and Smart UV project. And we're going to change this to 0.2, the island margin. Now when we press tab, you can see it looks much better. But we're not done yet. So click here so we can see our progress in edit mode. We're going to just left click drag here and we're going to scale down like so. So now we can do our cat's thighs. And I might leave this as so just for the contrast. Now for the legs. So for the legs, sorry, for the feet, we're going to scale these down. Yeah, just like so. And I'm also going to rotate them. And let's do the same here. And scale it down. All right, and now for a tail. And once again, since we extruded, it looks a little elongated. And once again, to fix this, you're going to press tab for edit mode. You're going to press A to select everything. UV, Smart UV project. This saved from our previous use. So you can just press unwrap. Then we can go back to object mode, pressing tab. And you can see it does our texture perfect, but it's a little small. To adjust this, you're just going to change the strength. So let's try 0.3, maybe 0.5, like so. If you want to fix this even more, we can just left click drag here and just scale it down. All right, perfect. So I see the eyes aren't doing that well. Let's see if we can fix it up. All right. Now, if you're here for modeling, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to color this right after I fix the ears a little bit. Do I want pointy ears? I like round ears. All right. So now we're going to go to layout and we're going to click here to material preview. And we're going to color these orange. So he's going to be like an orange white cat. I'm not sure what breed an orange white cat would be. So let's find him an orange color. Yep, I like that. Maybe a little lighter. Okay, perfect. So his ears are also going to be that material. Let's see. We can play around with this. I kind of like that. He's like a full orange cat, and he has like white feet. Now for the eyes, we're gonna click on new, because we want this to be a different material than the rest. I'm gonna click on base color and just make this black. Now for the nose, new, and we're gonna give him a nice pink nose. There you have it. We can also move his nose just a little lower. You can really customize this to how you like. So if you want him to have like a different color ears than the rest, you just click on this plus sign or select this to one of the colors you already have. So I'm gonna click on plus to make a new material, click on new, and I'm gonna make his ears a darker like orange brown. And I'm just gonna select the material we had before and just gonna click this minus to remove it. And let's give that material to the rest. So you can just play around with how you like. So I'm actually gonna give him like white ears. There you have it. Now for 3D printing this model, you're gonna click here on File and Export as an STL format. So an STL file lets us convert our model to something that's a printable model. And now you're gonna put it onto the location you prefer. You can put it in a folder. I'm gonna put it in downloads, and I'm gonna rename this from untitled to knitted cat. And then I export STL. Then you just want to go to your folder and find your model in downloads, and you're gonna left click it twice. So I have Bamboo Studio, as I have a Bamboo Labs printer. So depending on your slicer, everything will vary. So you just give it a moment for it to open. Alright, now that it's open, you can click cancel here. And you might have a pop-up that says your model is either too small or too big, but that's fine. What we're gonna do is just we're gonna scale this up or scale it down. And let's see if we can slice this model, and let's see how it turns out. And there you have it, a printable cat. So what I'd recommend, since the tail has overhangs, do you see the little blue colors? What overhangs means is that the printer is going to be printing on thin air. So this bottom portion won't have any support from any of the materials under it. So to fix that, I would enable tree supports. So you're going to go to supports here, enable supports, make sure this is tree and auto, and slice plate. And there you have it. Another fix that we can also add is we could make the bottom of our cat all flat. So to do that, we're just gonna go back to our model. We're gonna select the bottom portion, and we can just press E on them and just left click. E and left click. Like so. And this will help with bed adhesion. So you might also have to modify this just a little bit, but it will help in the long run. And then same as before, just file export STL, leave it as the same name, and print again. Alright, that'll be all for this tutorial. Leave a like and subscribe if you'd like to support the channel, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.